Hi, my name is Bailey Saneman, and I'm currently an Auburn University dietetic intern.
And I'm Victoria Navarro, UAB dietetic intern.
And today we're going to be talking about healthy holidays. We're going to be covering a few different topics, mostly nutrition, so what to do on the day of the holiday, what to do maybe during that random time between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then also looking at physical activity. Even though it's getting dark earlier, how to continue to stay fit and follow your fitness schedule. We'll also have a few other random topics throughout, focusing on intuitive eating and also how to manage your stress and especially your time during this holiday season. So first, we're just going to start with a few little facts. Obviously, the holidays are known for gaining weight because really we're focusing on a lot of food at all these holiday parties and get-togethers. But we really don't want to be gaining weight during this holiday season. Realistically, people will be gaining around 5 pounds during the holidays. 5 pounds is equal to about 17,500 calories. 1 pound is roughly around 3,500 calories. And really, all of this gaining weight stems from overeating and really lacking physical activity.
So what can we do to avoid these 5 pounds? The first thing we're going to be talking about is nutrition and eating. On average, people eat about 4,000 calories on Christmas Day and or Thanksgiving Day. That's about double the amount of calories we want to eat in any one given day.
So realistically, how many calories are we eating during these meals? So we do have green bean casserole, usually, or sweet potato casserole, pumpkin pie, which is always heavy on calories, especially if you're adding, which I know I do, whipped cream or any other types of sauce on top. Mashed potatoes, even with that heavy whipping cream and that huge dollop of butter, can add up to 400 calories. Plus, you also have your meaty stuffing, or even your regular stuffing will have a lot of calories, not including the gravy that you're probably piling on that stuffing and mashed potatoes. And also, even that white turkey meat has calories, but it is healthier than most of the other things we'll be eating during these meals. So how can we fight off these extra calories? Here's some healthy swaps that you really won't notice when you're creating your dishes. Instead of using full-fat dips, try replacing with Greek yogurt or even using low-fat dips. This one might be a difficult one for some because the holidays, there are usually different types of alcoholic beverages, but trying to replace that alcohol with club soda or other bubbly drinks that aren't heavy on the calories. Trying to choose the white meat over that dark turkey meat, eating fresh green beans instead of that heavy green bean casserole, and also trying to choose pumpkin pie over that pecan pie with that delicious caramelization. All of these different types of healthy swaps can try to reduce the calories that we're eating on those Thanksgiving or Christmas meals. Here's also a few more ideas for the healthy swaps. Try mashed cauliflower in place of mashed potatoes, and if you're really unsure about eating cauliflower for your meals, try doing half potato, half cauliflower. I promise you probably won't even taste that the cauliflower's in there. And also, instead of frying your Thanksgiving or Christmas turkeys, try baking or broiling them. We can also try to cook with less butter and less salt, or even use different seasonings that don't include salt at all. And like I said previously, trying to use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream or that heavy mayo for your dressings. We've also included a healthy cranberry sauce recipe, homemade, so instead of taking that cranberry sauce right out of the can, where there's usually high in sugar and other added foods, we're using fresh cranberries and we're controlling what we're putting into that recipe itself.
Okay, but this is the only time I get to eat those foods, and I want to be able to enjoy them. So what are we going to do? So during the holidays, nothing is off limits, but it is good to limit what you are eating. You may feel unsatisfied if you don't get to have that piece of pie, or if you cut out the mashed potatoes entirely. So prioritize stuff that you don't get to eat normally. Make sure you do have that piece of pie, but make it something smaller on the side. Don't overindulge in all these things, but it is good to still have them. So, how to take on the actual holiday?
So first, we're going to really focus on not skipping meals. I know Thanksgiving, you really think, okay, well, I'm going to have this huge meal for dinner, so I'm going to not eat breakfast and not eat lunch. That way I can just eat as much as I want to for dinner. But really, if you're skipping your breakfast and your lunch and you're only focusing on dinner, you're going to be starving throughout the day, and that could also lead to just overeating insane amount of calories during that nighttime dinner meal. So instead, don't skip those meals. Eat a healthy, low-calorie breakfast. Really focus on your fruits or any type of low-calorie yogurt. That way you're just eating something and not starving yourself. And sometimes even having a snack before the big meal. So focusing again on something low-calorie, eating vegetables that are filling, or even having a small sandwich on whole wheat bread can be better than skipping meals throughout the day. So of course, I know, at least for my family, we have a lot of appetizers before our Thanksgiving and Christmas meals, even though we're going to be eating a high-calorie meal anyways. But really, if we focus on skipping those high-calorie appetizers and trying to focus on things such as fruits or vegetable dishes, and those are just certain ways that we can really eat less calories and stop with the overindulging. Another tip is to avoid standing near the food table. If you're standing near the food table, having a chat with a friend or family member, you're going to think less about what you're eating, and you're just going to mindlessly keep picking up that food and keep nibbling on it. The less mindfully you're eating, the more food you'll end up eating, more calories you're taking in.
Okay, so it's time for the big meal. The socialization is over, appetizers are gone. How do we take on this meal? What do I serve myself? So first, we're going to aim to fill half our plates with non-starchy vegetables. We want half of it to be things like the green beans, salad, stuff like that that is not going to add too many calories, but we're still going to have a good amount of food on our plate. And if it's a potluck, make it your decision to take a healthy side so that you know that there is going to be something that you like and that's healthy. Now that we have our non-starchy vegetables, go back and fill up on the protein and starches. So since our plate is already half full, there's not going to be enough space to put too much of those mashed potatoes that can add a lot of calories to your plate. So how do we keep these portion sizes down? A lot of the times we see this food and we get really excited and we want to just like add a bunch of it onto our plate. But using these smaller plates will limit that amount of space that we can add all of this different food, and our eyes will be able to eat a little bit better because we have smaller plates. Keep the food buffet away. If you have food laying on your table right in front of you, you might just be picking up more and more stuff without actually being hungry. If you do want to get seconds, make it so that you have to get up and go get it away from where you're sitting. In order to savor your food, eat more slowly. Put your fork down between bites. Slow down and savor your food. This may be the only time that you get to eat this type of food, so make sure that you're there and enjoying it.
So if we've gone through Christmas and we've gone through Thanksgiving, cheers to the new year. Obviously, a lot of these holidays focus on, well, maybe not focus, but they will involve alcohol, alcoholic drinks, cheersing with champagne to celebrate good fortune, good health, and what's ahead of us. But really, there's a lot of empty calories in these alcoholic beverages that we're drinking. 1 cup of eggnog with alcohol can be up to 300 calories. 5 ounces of wine is 130 calories. So your great aunt that's been sipping on wine throughout the whole meal, she's probably had quite a few calories, and that's not even beginning to eat yet. So going along with this topic, we know that kids are always watching and learning from the adults around them. So we really want to be good role models. Do we really need more of that alcohol? Or do we really need that third helping of mashed potatoes and turkey? Chances are we probably don't. And chances are also that your kids are probably watching and adopting from the habits that you're teaching and are not even knowing that you're teaching them. So really, instead of focusing on that food or alcohol, we want to try and create these healthy habits of really knowing what we're eating and what we're putting into our bodies, and instead trying to create these memories with our family and friends instead of remembering all the food and alcohol. So if you're not drinking alcohol this holiday season, don't forget to drink water. Water is the best type of beverage, and there's no calories. Water also helps with digestion and allows our bodies to eliminate the waste and toxins, and also can help curb hunger and keep you feeling fuller longer. So going back to before our holiday meals, if you're having your little snack beforehand, also drinking plenty of water can help curb that hunger and make you feel fuller. And as well, when you're eating your meal, drinking plenty of water can also control your hunger. Plus, even though we're focusing mostly on eating and nutrition right now, water is extremely important for working out and your physical activity. Your workout will be better if you're more hydrated because you'll have the energy to be able to sweat it out. And also, water is what our bodies need to rely on.
All right, so what about the days in between? We know that there's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, and there's only 4 individual days, but the holiday season is this entire 2-3 month season. So what do we do in between those days? And we know those days can actually be part of the problem. So when you're at home, make sure you limit the amount of junk food. Things like pumpkin pie that you're going to be having on the holidays, try to avoid buying those and keeping them at home. Save those for the day that you're going to be eating your holiday meal, and it'll make that day more special if you're not having it before then. And if you do bake treats like your seasonal holiday cookies and stuff like that, make sure you're not baking a large amount and then keeping them at home. If you do want to bake them and you still want to get 1 or 2 cookies in, try to share them with your coworkers, your family, your friends, and your neighbors, just so that you do get that fulfillment of being able to bake those things. Seasonal beverages are one of the big things that people are really in love with during this time of year. Things like pumpkin spice lattes, eggnog lattes, and peppermint mochas, served at Starbucks, can really rake up the calories. A venti pumpkin spice latte can have 470 calories. That's enough calories to fill a whole meal. So we're not saying to eliminate these. Just know how much you're putting in them, or you're putting into your body.
So speaking of not limiting on our seasonal drinks, which I personally love pumpkin spice lattes, but we really want to focus on practicing intuitive eating. So you might be thinking, so what does that actually mean? Well, intuitive eating is really being in tune with yourself, knowing when you're hungry, knowing when you're bored and you think you might be hungry, and also knowing when you're full. So really focusing on not overstuffing ourselves to the point of feeling sick, but also not letting ourselves starve. So knowing your hunger, there's a specific hunger scale, and really being in tune with yourself. So are you actually hungry, or am I just bored at work or bored at home watching TV and I feel like I should be snacking? That's one component of intuitive eating. Another one is not restricting foods or really rejecting foods that are labeled as bad. There really are no bad foods, but a lot of people consider things high in sugar, like those cakes, the pumpkin pies, pecan pies that we'll be eating during this holiday season, as bad. But practicing intuitive eating means realizing that you can have these, but just modifying or limiting the amount that you're eating in your diet. So moderation is key, and when we're focusing on eating, we really want to only be eating. Don't be playing on your phone, looking at social media. Don't be goofing around watching TV or something of the sort, really focusing only on eating. The more mindful you are, the less you'll be mindlessly eating, and more mindful you are, the less you might be eating. So here's a few more principles of intuitive eating. Really rejecting that diet mentality. You don't need to be on a diet to be healthy. You don't need to be on a specific diet to really watch the calories or to be physically active. Really focusing on what you feel is best for you and knowing how much you should be eating. Other symptoms are really getting away from the food critics. So labeling that, again, that pumpkin pie is bad, not for you. You can have a slice of pumpkin pie, just not the whole cake, and being able to recognizing that is extremely important. And also knowing your body type. Do you have a faster metabolism? Are you able to eat those sugary foods without working out right now? Or should you be working out to try to burn those foods? It's all about getting to know and getting comfortable with yourself.
All right, so moving on from nutrition, we're going to focus on now the physical activity parts of the holidays. This time is it can be stressful and busy, and we tend to neglect physical activity. But we're going to show you ways to keep that in your schedule. So those who exercise about 1.5 hours a week have a 20% lower risk of premature death. 1.5 hours is not a lot in a week, and I want to be able to live longer. 20% is a big amount, so exercise is very important. So the benefits of physical activity is that it decreases health conditions and diseases. It helps control weight. It helps build and maintain muscle mass, promote bone health, improves mood by releasing endorphins, and it relieves stress and improves sleep. And this holiday season, we're trying to help control our weight and relieve stress and improve sleep because we know this time can be very stressful. So 'tis the season to be active. The holidays are busy. Make sure you're scheduling your workout and not skipping them. Give yourself a measurable exercise goal to achieve. For example, I will go to the gym 3 times a week this week for 30 minutes. Having that goal there and knowing the exact amount of times and the exact amount of minutes can make it more achievable than just saying, oh, I'm going to work out this week, and then you put it off for tomorrow, and then you put it off for tomorrow. So having this goal can really help with that.
Exercise does not have to mean the gym. You can easily work out at home. If you have stairs, you can put in a great stair workout and walk up and down those different ways to create a workout. Also, going on a walk during your lunch break is a different way to get in steps. And maybe you might have a meeting with your coworkers. There's certain types of meetings that might enable you to get more activity. Having a walking meeting, maybe throughout the building, or if it's a nice day, even outside. But if we are doing those walking meetings, make sure that it's inclusive. So if anyone has any specific disabilities, that they're also being able to be included on these walking meetings. And if you can't have a walking meeting, making sure that we're stopping for physical activity breaks during those meetings that might span a few hours. Standing up at your desk, finding workout videos to do at home, or even active housework like sweeping or vacuuming can also increase your physical activity. So another thing this holiday season, everyone is out shopping in the malls. Even though online shopping has become a new craze, shopping in the malls is still a thing, and walking throughout the malls can help burn calories. Shopping can actually burn approximately 250 calories an hour. So if you're in that mall, take a few extra laps around. Look at that coat that you might think is pretty, because those extra steps will help increase your physical activity. The same thing goes for the grocery store. Really walking around the grocery store and trying to find the specific ingredients that you need may help increase your physical activity. And if you're parking at the mall or at the grocery store, parking at a parking spot further away can also increase your steps.
So what about things that we can do that are specific to this time of the year? So maybe after that big meal, you guys all feel fatigued and sleepy, but going on a walk with your friends and family can really help with that. It helps digest your food and it helps increase your mood. Do something to get you moving at these parties, like start a game of football with your family or putting on some music and just simply dancing. And if you're traveling, which I know many of us are, walk through the airport rather than using those moving walkways. That can help get more steps in. And then if you're in the car for a long time, get active before you get in the car. That can help keep you awake during the car ride, and it just helps you be in a better mood during that time, because I know I can get cranky when I'm in the car. And if you are driving to see the lights with your family, if the weather permits, maybe take a walk down those streets to see all the lights. Plus, you get to enjoy them a lot longer than having to be in the car. Some other things that you guys can do is participate in some like turkey trots or a jingle bell run. I know there's a lot of organized ones here in this area. You could also do something like ice skating. Ice skating burns up to 100 calories every 15 minutes. So in 1 hour, you could be burning up to 400 calories. So that's a fun, festive thing to do this holiday season.
So keeping our peace of mind during the holidays. So we focus on the nutrition and the physical activity aspects, but really looking for that stress management and how to budget our time and money, and while also trying to keep sane during this holiday season. So stress, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. We're going to be focusing on financial problems. Maybe you have stress at work, maybe family problems. What are you going to get your kids because they don't want to tell you what they want? So there's always going to be stress during the holiday season. But it's important to really identify those stressors in your life. What is causing you stress? And once you identify those, try not to cause more stress in your life. Don't take on more responsibility during this time. Don't help out if you don't have the time to. I know it might seem the holiday season, it's a season of giving, but spreading yourself thin can be worse off for you in the long run. So learning how to cope with this stress. Exercising can relieve stress. It helps give off those endorphins that put us in a better mood, and it also can improve sleep. A good diet can also lead to a better mood. You're eating healthier, you're feeling good, you're getting more energy, rather than stopping at McDonald's for that fast food that might make you feel kind of bad in a few minutes. And also getting enough sleep. Sleep is extremely important. So I know that when you're stressed out, you don't want to go to sleep. You want to finish that job. You want to finish whatever's going on around the house. But getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep is extremely important. The less sleep that you're getting, the more anxiety you'll have, and then the more you'll be stressed out in the long run. So going along with that, budgeting beats stress. The holiday season, people don't have that much time, and we also don't have enough money. So planning how much you'd like to spend per gift. Maybe it's all about buying one big gift and then a few little ones, or however your family wants to work it out. And if you don't have enough money to buy that fantastic, overly priced gift for your kids, trying to get creative. Make something lower cost or homemade. I know personally my parents love getting homemade gifts, and it means much more to them in the long run. Also, using different social media apps like Pinterest has a lot of amazing ideas for homemade crafts, and also where to find stuff on a lower budget. Some examples of lower cost gifts are personalized necklace from Etsy, framed pictures, a cookbook, maybe all of your grandmother's or great-grandmother's favorite recipes all in one space, or even a plant. So besides money, we really need to budget our time. Time is something that we don't have enough of, and especially since it's getting darker earlier, it seems like our days barely start before they're over. So writing down all the events and the parties that you want or you've been invited to, and then determining conflicts, talking it out with a significant other or friends, and really creating a schedule that works for you. Try to avoid that last minute shopping. One, you know those malls are going to be hectic, so that's just going to put more stress on you. And also, if you avoid that last minute shopping, you'll feel much better in those days leading up to your holiday. That way you have all your presents ready to go. And also, just something simple to do almost every day of the year, not just during the holidays, is creating a to-do list. What do you need to do today? Could be pushed off to tomorrow or next week? And really also checking off those to-do list items will make you feel better in the long run.
So don't forget about yourself during the holiday season. We all get overwhelmed with the amount of things we have to do, and this season is usually about being with others and gatherings, but it's okay to think about yourself. Self-care is not selfish. Take time to exercise, watch movies, and cook some of your favorite holiday treats. This can be a little bit about you. So many of the holiday parties and so much time, and you feel like you don't have time for yourself, it's okay to say no to these things. You don't have to feel guilty for not going to your friend's cousin's holiday party, because you simply don't have the time to. So make sure that you're prioritizing yourself before trying to make other people happy. And then all this stress can sometimes make us not feel good. So a lot of people get sick during the holidays, and it's kind of like, why am I always getting sick in December? It seems like every year I do. So the holidays are a season for sickness because you're around large crowds. So think about when you're going to the mall and to the grocery store, there's usually a lot more people in these places, so you're being exposed to all of those bacteria. Also, a lot of people are traveling from different parts of the country or maybe even out of country, and those diseases can be spread fast to us. And then high stress. High stress can lead to sickness because you have raised levels of cortisol, and that impairs your immune function, so your body's not able to fight off all these new viruses and sicknesses that are being exposed to us. So a good way to avoid getting sick in this holiday season is get enough sleep, eat well, and drink plenty of water. And this all has to do with reducing our stress. So the New Year's is coming around, and we're starting to think about our New Year's resolutions. But good news, we don't have to wait until New Year's to start our healthy diet. Start thinking of ways you want to improve your life and start them tomorrow. You don't have to wait until January 1st to start these things. It actually will help kickstart that if you start them sooner rather than later. So ways to start a New Year's resolution is using a SMART goal. A SMART goal stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So write out your goal and a specific time frame that you want to achieve that goal. For example, say I want to lose weight, which is a very common goal that most people want to achieve, yet they don't know when to weigh themselves and how long do they want to take to achieve that goal, how much do they actually want to lose. So a SMART goal would be in 3 months, which is time, I want to lose 5% of my weight. So we're able to have a specific goal with a time frame, and it's actually attainable because 5% is not a lot versus I want to lose 50 pounds, but that's kind of something that is a huge number to start with.
So how to stick with our goals. Setting the goals are easy because you're motivated right now. You're saying, yeah, I'm going to do this. But I know personally, I'll wake up tomorrow, I'm like, ugh, it's early. I'm not going to go to the gym right now. So really focusing on how to stick with your goals and how to motivate yourself throughout the holiday season and throughout the rest of our lives to create a more healthy lifestyle. So we need to have these support goals and tools. If weight loss is your main goal, maybe do a support goal of, I'm going to exercise 30 minutes for 3 times a week. That would be a support goal. And then once you do that for 1 week, maybe the next week, okay, I've done 3 days a week, maybe now I'll do 4 days a week. And slowly working that up to attain your weight loss goal. So there's tons of different support tools out there. On your phone, in the App Store, there's different trackers so you can track what you're eating, how much physical activity you're actually getting in this day, and also tracking your steps. There's a 10,000 step goal that I'm sure most people are aware of, but also on our phones, we have a little health app, and you can track your steps there if that's one of your goals. You could also use a calorie counting app, a watch, like an Apple Watch or other different types like that. And they'll track your activity, or even subscribing to a healthy eating magazine, joining a gym, or if you're that interested in it, maybe creating your own personal journal or blog to really track your goals and what you're achieving week to week. So in all, these are just some of the healthy habits that you can create and do yourself this holiday season. Intuitive eating, so really focusing on, am I really hungry right now? Am I just bored? Why should I be eating? And really getting in touch with your emotions and realizing, am I hungry right now? Should I be eating? Am I full? Should I stop eating? And knowing that. So don't starve yourself before these big meals and don't overindulge after. Allow yourself that piece of pie, but don't eat 3 pieces of pie. Allow yourself those those food groups that you might not eat during the rest of the year, but don't overindulge. Make sure that we're keeping up with our physical activity and scheduling plenty of time to work out and controlling your time and money. So again, going in with that schedule, make a schedule of your time and what you should be doing throughout the holiday season and really focusing on that money aspect too. If you're paying attention to your time and money, that can decrease your stress. And what's the most important? Making memories with your family and friends. That's what the holidays are all about. So really focusing on that instead of that holiday food or those big gifts. Setting those goals and motivating yourself to achieve can lead you happy not into the new year, but also for the rest of your life. So thank you from Victoria and I, and have a safe, happy, and healthy holiday season.